Yes, mates, how's it going? My name's Lee. Welcome back to the channel for another FPL video. Today we're going from a game week 14 team selection. A couple of players you should be looking at, a couple of players I'm looking at, and something we can do moving forward up to game week 16 when the World Cup starts. That's the kind of thing you're into. Don't forget to subscribe, leave a like, leave a comment down below. Let's rock and roll. So, first up, we've got the goalkeeper and defence. In goal, we've got Nick Pope up against the revitalised Aston Villa. I don't know how I feel about this one. I was quite confident before the Gerrard sacking, but since Gerrard's been sacked, they've obviously won 4-0. Same with Trippier as well. I was quite confident of a clean sheet, and now I don't really know which way it's going to go. They just dismantled Brentford. I didn't think it was a 4-0 game, but that's besides the point. They still scored 4 goals, didn't they? And it's just one of those. I'm still relatively confident Newcastle can do something in this game. They're a good side nowadays. They're good at home as well. I think it's just a one-off by Villa. I don't rate them, mate. They're poor. I wouldn't be touching anything from them. I think I recommended Ollie Watkins about 8 weeks ago, and that's just gone horribly wrong. Sorry for anyone who actually went for him. My bad. On to the other defenders. Joachim Anderson. Really liked him as a pick, and he hasn't really done what I thought he was going to do. Palace have had some really nice fixtures up against Southampton. Southampton aren't a bad side on the day. I just think they've kind of, I don't know, just depends what version of Southampton actually turn up, and it's just one of those. Are they going to be prime bars from the day? Are they going to be Norwich from last season? Do you know what I mean? So it's really hard to call. Palace at home, I think it's a good fixture for them. Anderson's a good centre back. He is an aerial threat from set pieces. I think he's a good pick. I like my defence in overall, which brings me on to the last one, Cancelo. Up against Leicester, same again, a revitalised Leicester. They've 4 clean sheets in the last 5. Mate, what is going on? The season's been mad. They've been terrible all year. Then, click of the fingers, Thanos style, boom. It's like everyone else has disappeared and they're getting clean sheets all over the place. Mate, they're terrible. Like, Leicester was so poor. City will rip them apart with or without Haaland, and we'll come on and we'll touch on that later on. Doesn't matter whether he's in there or not. I still think they rip them apart. Man United are playing tonight, and Dalot just scored. If you are thinking of bringing a defender in, I don't think Dalot is a bad shout up against West Ham. And then they've got Villa and Fulham, I think, are the last 2 games. I think he's quite a nice option if you are thinking of bringing a defender in, like especially his price range as well, 4.5. If I do get fed up with Anderson, I might be tempted to go Dalot. I don't think I will. Don't really want to waste transfers at this point from game week 14, 16 onwards. On defenders, I will be focusing on the higher ceiling players, which is midfielders and attackers. And I'll mention a couple of players as I kind of go throughout this, and I'll kind of give you what I'm thinking and what you should kind of be thinking as well. Onto the midfield, and as you can see straight off the bat, Captain Salah. Eli burnt me last week. I got 35 points last week. I've seen people that had more on the bench. I dropped from about 110k to about 450, maybe 480, I don't know. Oh mate, I'm so painful. Yeah, I felt like deleting the game. That's how bad it got. Up against Leeds, I think it's a really good fixture for Salah. He scored again last night in the Champions League. I think it's a really nice game for him. If there is any doubt on Haaland at all, I don't mind going to Salah again. Everyone, it might be quite nice if Haaland is injured, and then people have to start making some decisions, because it's been boring, mate. The game's been dead for the most part. If you captain Haaland every single week, the odd pick here and there, I mean, it's just been standard on it. So I'm kind of hoping if Haaland is injured, it adds a bit of variety in there, and we do start seeing more captains. But I think people just jump from Haaland to Salah, because that's just the way the game kind of goes. My 2 Arsenal boys, I took a hit to get Saka in last week. Saka and Foden I bought last week for a hit. Up against Forest, Saka got rested today, I think. I actually didn't check the final score, and I don't know if he came on as a sub either. So I don't know if Arsenal won. I don't know if Saka played any part. So if he did, let me know down below. I'm intrigued to know if he played. How did he play? Martinelli's been in great form this season. I think he's dipped off the past couple of games, whereas Saka's kind of improved as the season's gone on. Forest is still terrible. I'm not convinced by one result against Liverpool as that's going to change anything. I'm not convinced at all. I still see Martinelli and Saka running riot, and that can be 3 or 4 goals. I was tempted to get a third Arsenal player in, whether that was going to be Saliba or Jesus. I just don't really see the point in it. I think Martinelli and Saka can cover the most like points for the most part, should I say. And I think they'll do quite well there. They're not great down just defensively anyway, and they're not great down the fullback regions with Aurier and Nico Williams, and I can't think of who else plays. Who's the other left back? Omar Richards doesn't play for them. But yeah, anyway, I can see them doing quite well. I like Arsenal, probably one of the most informed teams in the league. I think they've ripped them apart. Zaha, same with Anderson, like I mentioned before. He's so frustrating to watch. I've been really tempted to take him out, and straight away, like Rashford is just like the first name on my lips. You know, he's like he's the one that I really, really want. And whether that's going to be Rashford this week or next week, I can see Zaha leaving my team, whether this week, like I said, like this week or next week. Oh mate, I want to stab myself in the eye every time I watch him play. It's just so frustrating, mate. Like when he's good, he's unbelievable, but he's so bad more often than not. And like, I think like one of the guys that do the podcast like mentioned something about him about like in his interview after one of the games. He said something like, "I took it upon myself to move inside. Like, should you not be moving inside and being a goal threat anyway? Like, I don't really understand it. But." He is talismanic for them. He is going to play 90 minutes for the most part. He is their most creative, most dangerous player. I'm expecting something from the game, and if he doesn't get anything against Southampton, he's definitely gone next week. If he gets something in this game, it gives me a bit of a headache, I suppose. And whether that's a toss-up between Zaha and Martinelli, or even Saka, about the players that could potentially go next week, but we'll see. Like I said, like if I was going to bring anyone in, like it would be Rashford. Besides the players I've already got, I think I've got a really stacked midfield. I think I've got quite a stacked team, and I'm really happy with my midfield. Just last week, I think every single one of my midfielders blanked either 1 or 2 points. One of those, I'm not going to make any rash decisions. Like I could have made a rash decision, took Salah out straight away. I think it's dumb. Keep Salah is the obvious choice for the next run of games, and if he doesn't perform, that's down to him. Like you can only go off the fixtures and go off your gut. And that's just one of those. Phil Foden, fully rested. I expect him to play against Leicester, and I think he'll come out all guns blazing. I think he's a really, really good pick. He's in really good form. And if you are going to maybe swap him out, like I said, like Rashford is always an option. I wouldn't take any City players out personally. I see people going for KDB now. Same again. Good option. If you don't want Foden, or if you've already got Foden and you don't have Cancelo, I don't see an issue if you're going on for KDB, great player. And with Haaland being out, maybe KDB is going to play number 9. Just don't know here. So, like, it could be a great option in there. Yeah, let me know what you think. Who are you going to captain if Haaland's injured? Salah's the obvious choice, right? Last but not least, Haaland. I've got the vice in him at the minute. That will probably change. I am still tempted to captain him in the off chance he doesn't play, and then keep Salah as my vice. I would still prefer Haaland captain for this game. Like I said, I really don't rate Leicester, but if I can't have Haaland, it's probably going to be Salah, I think. Mitrovic up against Everton. Everton are much improved. They've been playing quite well. They smashed someone recently, didn't they? Did they beat someone 3-0? Beat Palace 3-0. Who did they play? Can't remember who they played. Anyway, they've actually looked pretty good under Lampard recently, and this might be a tougher game than people think. I can still see Mitrovic getting something, just because he's such a dominant force of a player, like he's a bully. And I think he'll just bully those centre backs. I know it's Tarkowski and Cody, and they're very experienced, but he's built different. That's what he is. Mitchell is built different. If Haaland is out, I've got Solanke first sub. I actually don't mind bringing him in. If Haaland doesn't play, I don't mind Solanke stepping in. I'm not a fan of the Spurs defence. Like, they look a bit all over the place at the minute, and as a United fan, like, we played them a couple weeks ago, and we just peppered them for 90 minutes. Like, they basically played a formation like a 7-2, like an 8-2, sorry, not 7-2, because then they're missing a player, but 2 goalkeepers maybe, and it still wouldn't have stopped, saved them. 7 or 8 defenders behind the ball, 2 up top, and that they just lump it forward. But I can see Solanke getting something. James Justin up against City, no point. Emerson doesn't play, so what's the point? Iverson second choice. What's the point? I'm not going to talk about them. I'm not going to waste your time. Alright, mates, that's been it for today's video. I hope you enjoyed. So today we went through my game week 14 team selection, and a couple of players I've just kind of dotted out throughout the video. I didn't specifically go into any details, but you are looking for any kind of transfer targets, basically Man United players is what I'd be kind of targeting from now to the end of the season. We've got some really nice games. Dalot, Rashford are two that really stand out for me. So if you enjoyed today's video, don't forget to subscribe, leave a like, leave a comment down below. Peace and love.